Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today we are going to discuss punctuation. So first of all, punctuation is the system of signs or symbols given to reader to show how a sentence is constructed and how it should be read. Sentences are the building blocks used to construct writing accounts. They are complete statements. Punctuation show how the sentence should be read and makes the meaning clear. Every sentence should include at least a capital letter at the start and a full stop, exclamation mark or question mark at the end. This basic system indicates that the sentence is complete. So now today we will discuss the basic signs of punctuation and how to deal with these basic signs of punctuation. Number one is comma, and we will discuss that how to use a comma, full stop, exclamation mark, question mark, semicolon, colon, apostrophe, question marks, hyphen, brackets, slash. So in today's lecture we will discuss these things and how to deal with the punctuation marks. So number one is the comma is here, that how we have to deal with the comma and what is comma. The comma is useful in a sentence when the writer wishes to pause before proceeding, add a phrase that does not contain any new subject, separate items on a list, use more than one adjective or describing word like beautiful. So now look at the example again. The comma is useful in a sentence when the writer wishes to. So when we use comma, when writer wishes to, now these are the things that we have to deal. There are four things that when we use comma. Number one is pause before proceeding. Number second is add a phrase that does not contain any new subject. Number third is separate items on a list, use more one adjective. So this is the thing that how we deal with the comma. These are the 4 points that when we use comma. So for example, in the following sentence, the phrase or clause between the commas gives us more information behind the actions of the boy, the subject of the sentence. Now we'll see the example. So the boy, who knew that his mother was about to arrive, ran quickly towards the opening door. So now there is a note that if the phrase or clause were to be removed, the sentence would still make sense, although there would be a loss of information. Alternatively, two sentences could be used. So now, the boy ran quickly towards the opening door. He knew that his mother was about to arrive. So commas are also used to separate items in a list. Obviously we have discussed the thing that how to use the comma in a 4 ways in earlier after the definition that we have discussed, that these are the 4 points that how we deal with the comma. So this is we are saying here. Another example is here. The shopping trolley was loaded high with bottles of beer, fruit, vegetables, toilet rolls, and cartons of milk. So note that in a list, the final 2 items are linked by the word and rather than by a comma. So now look at the example again. So at the end, before the cartons of milk, he is using and. So this is the thing that we are using the comma and how we have to deal with the comma in a sentence. That when you are using the things, and there are many things that as a list, as earlier we have discussed, that the shopping trolley was loaded high with bottles of so fruits, vegetables, toilet rolls, and curtains. Now, so this is the thing that how we have to deal. We have not to put the comma before the last atom. So note that in a list, the final 2 atoms are linked by the word and rather than by a comma. So this is the basic point that you all have to learn, that how to deal a comma in a sentence. So this is very clear that for example we say that uh, Anam, Akram and Asiya. So after Anam, then we'll put comma, then we'll say Akram, then we'll say Asif. So before Akram and Asif, we'll not put the comma, we'll use the word and. This is the thing that how we use for the comma, not rather than comma, we have to put that the word and. So commas are used to separate adjectives. For example, the boy was happy, eager and full of anticipation at the start of his summer holiday. So now, as commas represent a pause, it is good practice to read your writing out loud and listen to where you make natural pauses as you read it. So more often than not, you will indicate where a comma should be placed by a natural pause, although the rules of where a comma needs to be placed should be followed. So now we'll look the example. However, it has been suggested that some bees prefer tree pollen. So after, however, we are using the comma. So we have discussed the things that how we have to deal with the comma, how we have to use the comma, and how we have to separate the things. So now the second one is full stop. So now we'll see that how we'll deal with the full stop. A full stop should always be used to end a sentence. The full stop indicates that a point has been made and that you are about to move on to further explanation or a related point. So obviously when we complete a sentence, when we complete the sense of a sentence, we use to put a full stop. So less frequently, a series of 3 full stop can be used to indicate where a section of a quotation has been omitted when it is not relevant to the text. For example, so now look at the example. The boy was happy at the start of his summer holiday. So now a sign full stop may also be used to indicate the abbreviation of commonly used words, as in the following example. So telephone number, we are using that tel number. Okay, we are you can say the shorting the words, that we are using TEL, then we put full stop, then NO number. So with this we'll say that in today's conversation of today's age, today's generation, while using WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, etc., they use these type of things, that they do not write full word. Instead of and they use that like you can say we can say that we used for example message, we say that message, MESSAGE. So nowadays we are using MSG, then full stop. So keep in mind that if you will use the thing like that, you have to put the full stop there. So now we are but this is for the at the end of a conversation. So now this is the thing that you will not consider that in a conversation, that if you say that message MSG, then you say that is being delivered. So now you are putting the full stop after message, then your sentence is there. So this is not the thing I am saying that. So I was just comparing the example there. So now the second one is September. So now the next one is sept, then full stop is there. Pages we use PP, then full stop. So this is very important, that how we have to deal with the full stop. Obviously in today's era, that how we have the things that we have to deal with the with our today's conversation, with our papers, with our assignment, with our lectures. So how we have to deal with the full stop. Basically mostly students used to used to mismanage the thing accordingly. So next one is exclamation mark. So an exclamation mark indicates strong feeling within a sentence such as fear, anger or love. So exclamation mark is being used for the you can say the feelings, strong feelings within a sentence such a fear, how type of feeling there can be. Number one is fear, anger, and number second is anger, and third one is love. So these are the feelings that you have to indicate in a sentence with a exclamation mark. Okay. It is also used to accentuate feeling within the written spoken word. So for example, help, I love you. Okay, now we are putting the help, after help we are putting exclamation mark, and after the I love you, after the you we are using full stop there. So in this way it can also be used to indicate a sharp instruction. So we can say stop police, or to indicate humor you can say ha 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 ha. So these things are also being used in our today's conversation, like Facebook, WhatsApp, Messenger conversation is also being used there, na? So the exclamation mark at the end of a sentence means that you do not need a full stop. So this is the thing that very important and very clear, that you can see in the example, help, I love you. After the I love you there is not any full stop, we are using exclamation mark. Okay, so now in the next example, stop police. So after stop there is no full stop, after police there is no full stop. So this is the thing that after using exclamation mark you don't have to put full stop there. This is very important thing. Exclamation marks are a poor way of emphasizing what you think are important points in your written assignments. The importance of the point will emphasize itself without a sequence of exclamation mark in the text. An exclamation mark should only be used when absolutely essential or when taken from a direct quote. Okay, the exclamation mark should be used sparingly in formal and semi-formal writing. So these are the things that how you have to deal with your assignments, how you have to deal with semi or formal writing, so formal and semi-formal writing. So this is also important, that how you have to deal with your academic too. So next is question mark. So the question mark simply indicates that a sentence is asking a question. Obviously for asking a question we use that how we have to ask a question and how we have to put a question mark at the end of a sentence. It always comes at the end of a sentence. Okay, for example, we met at the end, so there is a last, on the last we have put the full question mark is there. Note, the question mark also serves as a full stop. So now in the last slide and now in this slide we are also discussing that you don't have to put full stop if you are using exclamation mark. If you are using question mark, no need to put a full stop there. So note, the question mark also serves as a full stop. So the next one is semicolon. The semicolon is perhaps the most difficult sign of punctuation to use accurately. If in doubt, avoid using it and convert the added material into a new sentence. So this is very important, my dear students. If you are using semicolon, you should be very careful. So as a general rule, the semicolon is used in the following ways. So before reading these slides, I'll discuss the thing that again the semicolon is perhaps the most difficult sign of punctuation to use accurately. If in doubt, avoid using it. If you are having any doubt, kindly do not use semicolon at any situation, and convert the added material into a new sentence. Obviously you have to convert that material into a new sentence. So now we'll discuss the rules when joining two connected sentences. For example, we set out at dawn, the weather looked promising. So now we are using we are going to use connect the two sentences. So now we'll use that semicolon. We set out at dawn, the weather looked promising. So the weather, before the second part of sentence we are going to put semicolon. Assertive behavior concern being able to express feelings, wants and desires appropriately. Passive behavior means complying with the wishes of others. So the semicolon can also be used to assemble detailed list. So for example, the conference was attended by delegates from Paris, France, Paris, Texas, London, UK, Sweden, Colombo, Sri Lanka, Mumbai and India. So now look at the things that how we are using the semicolon, that the semicolon can be also used to assemble detail the list. So now we are going to discuss colon. The colon within a sentence makes a very pointed pause between two phrases. There are two main uses of the colon. So number first is, it is most commonly used when listening. For example, she placed the following items into the trolley: fruit, vegetables, toilet rolls and cartons of milk. Or it can be used within a heading or descriptive title. So human resource management guidelines for telephone advisors. So this is the thing that how you have to deal with the colon. So next one is apostrophe. The apostrophe, sometimes called an inverted comma, has two main uses. So the apostrophe indicates possession or ownership. For example, the girl's hat was green. So girl is the singular. So this shows the reader that the hat belongs to the girl. So apostrophe is being used for the property of, for this you can say the ownership or the possession. It indicates the possession or ownership, that the thing is being associated with the girl, boy, man, female, you can say anything. Na, the girls' hats were green. So girls in this instance are plural. So more than one girl, more than one hat. This indicates that the hats belong to the girl. So now the girls' hats were green. So another use of apostrophe is to indicate where a letter is omitted. For example, we are going to do this course. So now this is the thing that we have used the colon there. After we are. So we are going to do this course. So next example, isn't this a fine example of punctuation? Is not this a fine example of punctuation? So this is the thing that how we are using the colon there. No, sorry, apostrophe. The time is now 7 o'clock. The time is now 7 off the clock. So this is the thing that you have to think, that how we are dealing with the things that in today's era, that how we have maintained the things by using apostrophe or the punctuation mark. Note that a common mistake is to confuse its with its. So its indicate to the reader that a letter has been omitted. For example, it's a lovely day is an abbreviated way of saying it is a lovely day. So note that in most formal writing, the practice of using abbreviated word is inappropriate. So the next one is quotation or speech marks. So quotation or speech mark are used to, so now these are the things that we have to deal to mark out speech when quoting someone else's speech. For example, my grandpa said, share your chocolates with your friends. George, do not do that. Will you get your books out, please? Said Mr. Jones, the teacher, and quietened down. Okay, it is worth noting that to report an event back does not require speech or quotation marks. So, for example, Mrs. Jones told the pupils to take out their books and to quieten down. So now look at the thing that quotation or speech mark, how we have to use. So first example, my grandpa said. After the said, we are using quotation or speech mark, that what he said. So this is the thing that obviously with the title it is saying quotation or speech mark. So which is being said or which is being spoken, that should be highlighted with the commas. So now look at the thing. My grandpa said, what said? Share your chocolates with your friends. Okay, George. Who is saying George? What is he saying? Do not do that. Will you get your books out, please? Said Mr. Jones. So what Mr. Jones said? He said, will you get your books out, please? So we have covered the things with the quotation or speech mark. So the teacher and quietened down. It is worth noting that to report an event back does not require speech or. So now it is worth noting that to report an event back does not require. For example, Mr. John told the pupils to take out their books and to quieten down. So this is the thing that we have to deal with the quotation or speech mark. So next one is hyphen. So the hyphen is used to link words together. Very simple. So for example, number one is subpart, 18th century people, weekend. Now look at the example that subpart, 18th century people, weekend, second class post, gender neutral, non-verbal. So the hyphen is also used when a word is split between two lines. The hyphen should be placed between syllables at the end of the upper line and indicates to the reader that the word will be completed on the next line. So the computer applications such as word processor can be set to automatically hyphenate words for you, although it is more common to use extra spacing to avoid hyphenation. So now we'll discuss with the brackets. This is also used in our today's conversation, in our today's academic calendar. So brackets always come in pair and are used to make an aside or a point which is not part of the main flow of a sentence. If you remove the words between the brackets, the sentence should still make sense. So for example, the strategy or strategies chosen to meet the objectives may need to change as the intervention continues. So another example is as follows. So now you have to look at how we are using the brackets in an example. We can define class as a large scale grouping of people who shares common economic resources that strongly influence the types of lifestyle they are able to lead. Ownership of wealth together with occupation are the chief basis of class differences. The major classes that exist in Western societies are an upper class, the wealthy employers and the industrialists, plus top executives, those who own or directly control productive resources, a middle class which includes most white collar workers and professionals, so and a working class, those in a blue collar or manual job. So this is the example that how we have adjust the brackets with the things that brackets always come in pairs. So this is the thing and used to make a side or a point which is not part of the main flow of a sentence. If you remove the words between the brackets, the sentence should still make sense. So this is the thing that in this example we have discuss the thing, and as a for example, we have discussed that we can define class as a large scale. So in this example we have used the brackets to with us to clear the sense. So next one is square brackets. Is the part of bracket. A different set of square brackets can be used to abbreviate lengthy quotations, to correct the tense of a quotation, to suit the tense of your own sentences, to add your own words to section of an abbreviated quotations. To abbreviate lengthy quotations in an easy or V report. So this is also that example we have discussed earlier. We can define class as a large scale grouping. So now you have to look at how we use square brackets. Of people who share common economic resources that strongly influence the types of lifestyle they are able to lead. Ownership of wealth together with occupation are the chief basis of class differences. The major classes that exist in Western societies are an upper class. So here we are using the square bracket, a middle class and a working class. So in the last example, if we see here that, so now dear student, look at this example that we have used the thing that the major classes that exist in Western society are an upper class. But here we have put the things that where we have but in this example we have skipped the thing. We have just put the commas there and we have settled down the brackets. So this is the thing that how we have to deal with it now. So on the other part here, after here a middle class, we have introduced the middle class, and here after working class we have also put the something there. But here the things are different one, that we have not explained the thing. We have just put the brackets there with the explanation, with the hidden explanation. There is it is indicating that something is there but we don't know what is there. So adjust a quotation to suit your own sentences. For example, if you were writing about class structure, you might use the following. According to Giddens, the now ownership of wealth. So now we have put the bracket of between honor O together with the occupation are the chief basis of class differences. So note that when using square brackets only, the occasional letters as in the above example or the occasional word, for example when changing in the tense of the sentence, would be placed in a square bracket in this way. So this is the thing that we have discussed. So keep in mind that how we have to use brackets and then how we have to use square brackets. So this is very clear that using the bracket you have to explain in the brackets to make the sense clear for your reader, for your listener, for your students. But when you are using square brackets, you just have to put the full stop or you can say the commas there. But there is now as this is the example of the square bracket, but this is not making the sense clear. So slash, many people use the slash instead of or and etc., but this is not always helpful to the reader. There is, however, a modern convention in gender neutral writing to use you can say she or he, s. So dear students, I am going to repeat again these two brackets. So brackets always come in pair. So this is the thing that how you have to deal with the brackets. So if you remove the words between the brackets, the sentence should still make sense. So this is the point that I have to clear with you people, that when you are using brackets, that in the you have to put the sentence there to make the sense clear. So while using the square brackets, to abbreviate lengthy quotations, to correct the tense of a quotation, to suit the sentence of your own sentences, to add your words to section of an abbreviated quotation. So this is the thing that we have discussed in today's lecture. So this is the example number 1, and this is the example number 2, that how we have, this is the this is for your for differential, that you how you have to deal with the square brackets and brackets. So that's all, dear student. Inshallah, see you soon. So Allah Hafiz.